Hi, I'm BRADTOTHEBONE, and on behalf of MRBC Meta Mechs, this is my Firestarter. So let's start off by looking at the back armor. I run almost none. You can honestly drop these to 0 instead of 1, because this is a structure quirked mech, which basically means it doubles as back armor, so you don't really need as much back armor as you would on a different mech. Same thing goes for the arms. This is a structure quirked mech, so you want to make use of that. You don't want your weapons to get crit out before you run out of structure, so I put the heatsink in the arms to pad the weapons. This one doesn't have a heatsink, but you can just twist to the side if this one's getting focused and prevent this one from getting critted. Why light engine instead of XL? Well, I was just trying to make use of the cold map selection, and since this is drop 1, I probably would switch this to an XL next time I played it. You know, if you don't like the light engine, you just swap it out for an XL 295, add a heatsink to the arm to pad it, and then add a heatsink to the CT. But I decided to go with a light 275 or light 270, and that is very good for other maps as well that you would want to play this on, especially cold ones. So for the skills, I take all of heat gen because inner sphere heat gen is overpowered. I take 2 laser duration nodes. They're basically just better cooldown nodes, just to increase the DPS a little bit. This is a structure quirked mech, as I said, so you need at least 32 survival to make use of those structure quirks. I took an extra crit padding quirk to prevent my weapons from getting focused in the arms. Because this is a light engine build, it goes fairly slow for a light, so I decided to take mobility to get the top speed up, and the maneuverability just in general on the Firestarter is just kind of average, so this helps out with that a little bit. Don't need any operations because this is pretty cool and it's going to rely entirely on cool shots anyways. So you take 2 cool shots, which as long as you use them early on in the fight, you'll get the second one off cooldown before you hit heat cap again. And then for the third consumable, I just take a airstrike instead of an artillery strike because you can't really control the artillery strikes to be really useful on a brawl drop 1 sort of thing. So I just stick with the airstrike, which can be a little bit more controlled. Now, if I were to take the XL build, the top speed would already be good enough, so I'd drop the mobility tree and take more cooldown in the firepower tree. You can take all of this, all of the, just take range instead of velocity, all the laser durations, take all the cooldowns, and there you go. And then you still got like some 9 points or something to spare. Put that wherever you feel like in the tree. So why did we use a Firestarter? Well, because we wanted to run a 2 mediums, and so when you take the Mistlinks and the Wolfhound, that leaves you with 2 lights left, and that's kind of a decision between the Adder, the Arctic Cheetah, even the Cougar maybe, the Firestarter, and the Jenner 2C. And we had a player that was comfortable in the Arctic Cheetah. Even on cold maps, I think that's a good mech, so we took that, and then that left me to choose out of the remaining mechs. The Javelin's also pretty good, considered that as well. But because I have so much experience in the 8 small pulse laser Phoenix Hawk, which is basically identical to this Firestarter, I decided to play this Firestarter. So why the K instead of the A? Well, the A has 2 lasers in the torso, and the K has them all in the arms, and I'm more comfortable with them all in the arms. It also allows it to be a little bit more accurate. The downside would be the arms can now get focused and crit out almost all of your weapons. However, this is drop 1, and I expect them to be shooting legs, so I decided to take the K.
Override engaged.
So provided you have good aim, this build just melts enemy mechs. It's incredibly high DPS for a light mech, and so it really makes use of the cold map to achieve that. And the small pulse lasers on their own are already pretty cold, so as you can see, I already killed that guy and only went up to like 45% heat or something. And while if you are constantly shooting, this will heat cap. You have 2 cool shots to cool it down, so you can do quite a lot of work with this thing. And even if it gets focused first, you know, you can put out a good amount of damage. And you can see that I only shot like 4 times, dropped that guy, I'm at 25% heat, and you know, you can keep going. Alright, now to give you an idea of just how cold this mech really is, here's an Assault Atlas. I'm just going to shoot it. You know, you can twist in between all your shots with this if you're fast. You know, you can be very accurate, twist the damage on your torsos as well. You know, if they're shooting your legs, you can kind of hug them, make it harder for them to shoot down, especially if they're a medium mech that doesn't have like arm lasers or something. And you can see that I just downed an Atlas and I'm only at like 60% heat. I can keep going. And you know, as long as you use your cool shot early on, you it'll be off cooldown by the time you hit heat cap, so you can just kind of keep shooting this mech. And even if you do get close to heat cap like this, when you like near 90%, all you have to do is drop the torso lasers and just shoot with the accurate arm lasers, and you will pretty much not overheat. And so the purpose of the jump jets is, say there's like an enemy right there that you're trying to run away from, you just have to twist away for a second, you can get 1 shot off, continue to twist your legs, release, get a 2nd shot off, land, continue doing whatever evasive maneuvers you need to do, and it recharges really fast because you're a light mech, so you can do it again, get one shot off, continue twisting your legs, get a second shot off, land, keep running away, and you can just kind of flutter the jump jets like this to mess with your hitboxes and also your movement. And you also have arm lasers, which means you can run away and almost shoot straight behind you. You know, if you really want to shoot straight behind you, you can just jump for a second, do that sort of thing, shoot behind you, keep going. And one final thing about this mech is that if you're about to overheat, you can just drop the torso lasers and you can actually go above 100 for quite a while. And this is a light mech, so you can't do it for that long like you could in an assault or something. However, as long as you just shoot these, you can go for quite a bit, and then right before you die, start adding the torso lasers. You know, I'm getting a lot of damage. This is over like 100 something, maybe even 150 before I've died from overheat damage. So if you're about to get focused, get killed, you can just do that and get a lot of damage off before you die. And that's it for my Firestarter. Thanks for watching.